Planning a trip to Costa Rica can be overwhelming, especially for first-timers. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you all of our know before you go tips, including the best places to visit, what to pack, and an answer to the question, is it safe? Jungle paradise with an abundance of wildlife, adventure activities, and nature experiences, Costa Rica is a truly unique and diverse destination. Hey you guys, Phoebe here from littlegreybox with Matt behind the camera. And on this channel, we share with you all of our travel experiences and tips to help you travel well. So if you don't already, be sure to subscribe and say hello in the comments below. Now, if you want to see more of our Costa Rica adventures, go back and watch our 3 on the road travel videos. They are going to be linked below for you. But for now, let's dive right in. Costa Rica has a population of around 5 million people, and the capital city, San Jose, is home to around 2 million of those in the metropolitan area. And when you visit, you might notice the locals referring to themselves as ticos. The official language is Spanish, though you will find that English is spoken in some of the places, but maybe not all. I would recommend that you download something like Google Translate and have that Spanish language downloaded to the app so you are ready to go offline. That way, if you need to communicate on the fly, you can, and I found it was a really great way to start to learn a little bit of Spanish as well. But of course, it always pays to learn a few key phrases before you leave. Now, one phrase you are going to hear a lot is Pura Vida, and that is kind of like the slogan or the phrase of Costa Rica, and Pura Vida means pure life. But it is so much more than that. It has a life of its own. It really is about living a great life, and in terms of language, it can mean things like, hello, I'm okay, that sounds great. So if you're ordering in a restaurant, they might say, would you like fries with that? And you can say, Pura Vida. The local currency is the Costa Rican colone, though we did find that US dollars were pretty widely accepted, and when we would go to pay for things, the vendors would ask us, would you prefer to pay in US dollars or Costa Rican colone? Now, I would recommend that you have a currency conversion app downloaded to your phone, just so you know exactly how much you're paying for things as you go. We use XE currency because it's free, reliable, and it works offline. Now, one other thing is that we did find ATMs were a little bit scarce once we got out of San Jose. So when we did see an ATM, we did just use that opportunity to take out some money so we had cash on us. And keep in mind, cards won't always be accepted, so cash is a great idea. We visited in November and found the weather to be hot and humid, experiencing a mix of sunny days and torrential downpours, but it by no means ruined our trip. It's just part of visiting a tropical climate like Costa Rica's. Now you guys, Costa Rica has 2 seasons, summer and winter. The summer or dry season is December to April, and the winter or wet season is November to May. During our visit, we experienced pretty much daily downpours, and there were entire days where it just rained all day. That was something Matt and I weren't prepared for, and I wish I had done differently. So make sure you are packing wet weather gear. That's things like a poncho or rain jacket, waterproof clothes, waterproof backpacks, shoes that won't get totally soaked and ruined, you guys. And make sure you have plenty of clothes that are quick dry, because we found that things were quite soggy and wet for a couple of days after they got rained on. In San Jose and places with a bigger population, like La Fortuna for example, we used Uber to get around when our intrepid tour guide wasn't organizing our transport for us. Matt was always asked to sit in the front, so if that does happen, don't be alarmed, that's pretty normal practice. Just make sure that you have Uber downloaded to your phone and an account registered before you leave home. And make sure you always set your payment type to go through the app, not cash. That way you avoid getting potentially ripped off by anybody who's feeling a bit opportunistic. Another thing, you guys, is in San Jose and the rest of Costa Rica, there are no addresses. Let that sink in for a second. No addresses. But that's okay. Just make sure that you have the name of the hotel or the places you're planning on visiting, as well as their contact information, just in case. And I would recommend getting an app that has maps that work offline that you can star and favorite all the places that you want to visit, just in case you do get lost or the person who's driving you doesn't know where you're going, you can show them. We always use maps.me. It's free, reliable, and works offline. think it's like anywhere in the world. You have to exercise caution as a traveler because there are a lot of opportunistic people out there who look to take advantage of tourists. In San Jose, Matt and I were extremely diligent, just as we were in places like public bus stations and all kinds of public transport. We kept our bags to the front of us, made sure that everything that was very important to us was safely put away. We used our hotel safe for passports and cash and that kind of thing. And we watched each other's back and never left our luggage unattended, especially at bus stations and the like. And we had no issues whatsoever. When we got out of San Jose and those more built up areas, we were able to relax a little bit more. So you guys, yes, in my opinion and based on my experience, I think it's safe for travelers as long as you are diligent and don't give anybody any kind of opportunity to target you. We spent 15 days on an incredible classic Costa Rica tour with the guys at Intrepid Travel. I just have to say a huge thank you to them for hosting us. We had the best time. 15 days was a great amount of time. We got to go to all different corners of Costa Rica and we saw so many different spots. It gave us a great sense of what the country is all about and the places we'd like to go back and visit more. Now, if you're not sure the best way to see Costa Rica, we had a great time with Intrepid. Our tour leader Edgar was so knowledgeable and having access to his knowledge was just invaluable. There were so many things we wouldn't have heard, seen, noticed, or learned without him, and so many experiences that we probably wouldn't have been able to organize without him either. On our tour, we visited a great range of spots and each one offered something a little bit different. So I want to share with you all the places we visited and our favorite experiences and highlight moments from each one. San Jose was a major city with lots of places to eat and plenty of history. We absolutely loved our urban adventure walking tour, which gave us a great sense of what San Jose is all about. In Tortuguero, we got to experience the Caribbean influence and the cool local town. We loved spotting wildlife on our boat ride in the afternoon, including monkeys, sloths, and birds. In Santa Rosa de Poscal, we had the best homestay experience. It was a chance to try local food and really get a feel for local life and the culture. We absolutely loved our homestay family and it was really a chance to immerse ourselves in Costa Rican life. The lush jungle, waterfalls, and stunning bright blue water of Rio Celeste blew us away. And our highlight moments were the tubing experience, which had me laughing the whole way, and spotting wildlife on our treks. La Fortuna is a hub of adventure activities. We absolutely love the hot springs, checking out the hanging bridges and the most amazing nature walk. We really enjoyed the waterfall and of course seeing the volcano. Monteverde was a mountainous spot with loads of adventure activities too. We had the best horse trek I have ever done and really enjoyed the zip lining. And Manuel Antonio is a beachside location renowned for its abundant wildlife. We absolutely loved seeing sloths and monkeys, checking out the beautiful beach, and of course, Matt really enjoyed the surf. The food in Costa Rica has a wide range of influences, including Spanish and Caribbean. Now, we ate a lot of gallo pinto, which is rice and beans, as well as heaps of tropical fruit, and we got to try things we had never tried before. We ate loads of empanadas and tamales, Matt had lots of seafood, and as a plant eater, I had no trouble getting something to eat. So if you are a vegan or a vegetarian, or you simply don't like meat, you guys, you will have no trouble finding some delicious food. Now, we ate some street food and had no problems with our tummies, although I have heard that you can get a bad case of Montezuma's revenge in Costa Rica, so I would just recommend that you pack some Imodium or similar just in case you do get struck down in your prime. And it is of course a tipping culture in Costa Rica, so just be prepared to tip as you go, and when you're looking at menus, just take note at the bottom because there are often taxes applied and sometimes your gratuity is already included. Now, this was our first time in Central America, and I had kind of just assumed that Costa Rica was going to be an extremely cheap, budget-friendly destination. But it turns out the prices there for food and activities and alcohol, for example, were the same as they are here in Australia. So I would just say that when you're budgeting for your trip, allow a little bit more than you think you will need, especially because there are so many adventure activities that you absolutely must take advantage of. Costa Rica accounts for nearly 6% of the world's biodiversity. It is a pioneer of ecotourism, and around a quarter of its jungle is protected area. So if you love wildlife, you are going to be so spoiled. We saw coatis, white-faced capuchin monkeys and howler monkeys, scarlet macaws, 3- and 2-toed sloths, some very thick iguanas, Jesus Christ lizards, caimans, bats. Some of the guys saw a tapir. There were dolphins, turtles, otters, frogs, and a huge range of birds, including toucans and some very beautiful hummingbirds. I made a huge mistake with packing. I packed what I would usually wear, which is dresses, skirts, t-shirts, and the like, and I only packed a small amount of active or adventure wear, and I really regret that. Make sure you are prepared for that wet weather. Reusable ponchos or really good rain jackets that cover your backpacks are a great start. It rains, things get wet, and you want clothes that are quick dry and suitable for jungle treks and high energy activities. I would also recommend you pack some good water resistant hiking boots or similar, as well as an extra pair of sneakers, and I also had my sandals just for those walking out to dinner kind of situations. You also want to make sure that you pack some bug spray, a really high quality one with DEET. Be sure to pack your swimmers so you can jump into those waterfalls, and you will definitely need a hat, sunscreen, and any additional SunSmart gear you feel is necessary. If you have camera gear or stuff that you don't want to get wet while you're out and about during the day, a wet bag is a great idea. We didn't pack our Crocs or water shoes, but we really wish we had, because when we were doing the tubing in Rio Celeste, we really needed them, and they were great for just getting around at the end of the day when we couldn't be bothered to put proper shoes on. If you're visiting for a long time, you're going to need to do laundry, and we were able to do that easily at most of the hotels we visited. But just make sure you have a laundry bag so you can keep all of your goodies in one spot. A suitcase is fine. Of course, if you have one of those really cool backpacker backpacks, that's fine too, but I did it with a suitcase and I had no troubles. A few of the guys in our group brought their own binoculars, and they had zoom lenses for their cameras, and I was so jealous. When you're off doing those jungle treks, you are going to want to get in really close to that wildlife, so packing both of those things is going to make life a lot easier. If you have one, a water purifying bottle is a great idea, and if not, a refillable water bottle is a great second option. Now, I've read conflicting things. Some people say you can drink the water, some people say you can't. Our tour guide just said, hey, let's not risk it. There's filtered water in all of the hotel lobbies, so just bring a refillable bottle and fill up at the start of the day so you are all covered. And you guys, hot and humid, so make sure you drink plenty of water so you don't get heat stroke. And lastly, and most importantly, please make sure that you have travel insurance and that you are covered for all of those great adventure activities you're going to want to do. Alright, you guys, and that is all of our essential know before you go tips for Costa Rica. Now, if you're feeling inspired and you want to see a little bit more of everything I've just mentioned, be sure to watch our 3 Costa Rica travel guide videos. They are linked below. And now, if you don't already, be sure to subscribe and say hola in the comments below. Have a great weekend, and I will see you with a brand new episode next week. Love ya!